Gregory, Grand County, were reportedly present at multiple planning meetings and facilitated logistical support, including coordination with actors inside and outside of the Capitol building. Their involvement underscores a deeper level of political motivation and conspiracy behind what was initially perceived as an isolated act of vandalism. The both are hereby charged under the revised Penal Code of Liberia with arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. Honorable Dixon W. Sewell, 16, Montserrat County, was identified through financial transactions and witness testimony as a key financier. Funds originated from his office were allegedly dispersed to conspirators during a clandestine meeting in Jalatan December 17th, one day before the main attack. He also facilitated the escape and provided protection for key suspects linked to the investigation. As such, Honorable Sewell is charged with the following under the revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia: arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. These individuals, though holding or having held position of influence, are not exempt from accountability. The Liberia National Police is finalizing additional legal instruments to ensure that all persons, regardless of status, are subject to law and brought before the court where the evidence exists. Listen, let the jury decide. You can think whatever you want to think, you can believe whatever you want to believe. There's remarkable work here, there's hard evidence. We're sending one of the strongest cases the Joint Secretary have ever built to court, and we'll let the jury decide. Honorable Priscilla Cooper of District Number 5, Montserrat County, has been charged under the revised Penal Code with a criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and conspiracy. Criminal facilitation and conspiracy. Sorry. We also have charged in absentia Ms. Grace Johnson, who was the Chief of Staff, Chief of Protocol of Honorable Kofa's Office and Patient Assessment, Chief of Office Staff of Honorable Kofa's Office as well, and Amos Kofa, the elevator technician within the maintenance department of the Capitol building, are all charged with the following under the revised Penal Code: arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. The destruction of the Capitol building's joint chambers represent a direct assault on the foundation of our democracy and governance. Some of the suspects identified are being held at the Memorial Center Prison awaiting trial. The prosecution will proceed with full adherence to due process. We call on the citizens to remain calm, peaceful, vigilant, and support the national interests. As the charges of these suspects does not end the investigation, as suspects are still being identified, and as new evidence come about, maybe other witnesses or suspects could be identified in the case. Let us serve as a clear message. The Liberia National Police will not tolerate any act that threatens public safety or the integrity of the national institutions of this country. This country is a nation of law, and I think the famous saying around these times has been the law is the law.
So, but listen to, did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
We should not be celebrating the downfall of our leaders. This is how they do. They threaten our leaders and they will not be bold to tell you. So I am angry with President Boycott, and as I said, as I'm departing, he is old enough not to be afraid of death. I'm saying it publicly. While the young man still feel, he didn't finish born his children yet, he's vibrant, he still have time to live. What the woman got to lose for him to transform this country and making these kind of hard decisions? And before our mineral leave from here, this must be done. Liberians should participate. You got Firestone calling themselves Firestone Liberia when no Liberian is part of their shareholdings.
Disappointed in the Unity Party-led government for this behavior. These are legislators. They have.
That's been the law.
This case, based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatement. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
We should not be celebrating the downfall of our leaders. This is how they do. They threaten our leaders and they will not be bold to tell you. So I am angry with President Boycott, and as I said, as I'm departing, he is old enough not to be afraid of death. I'm saying it publicly. While the young man still feel, he didn't finish born his children yet, he's vibrant, he still have time to live. What the woman got to lose for him to transform this country and making these kind of hard decisions? And before our mineral leave from here, this must be done. Liberians should participate. You got Firestone calling themselves Firestone Liberia when no Liberian is part of their shareholdings.
Disappointed in the Unity Party-led government for this behavior. These are legislators. They have immunity, and to try to embarrass them by putting them in jail, people are not going to go anywhere. They're not going to run away. They should have been left, released on their own reconnaissance, so that they can come back and do investigation and show the proof. But I'm very disappointed. This is embarrassing. It's not acceptable. The issue of joint statement with other opposition parties, but really shame on this government for their behavior.
Criminal facilitation and conspiracy. Sorry. We also have charged in absentia Ms. Grace Johnson, who was the Chief of Staff, Chief of Protocol of Honorable Kofa's Office and Patient Assessment, Chief of Office Staff of Honorable Kofa's Office as well, and Amos Kofa, the elevator technician within the maintenance department of the Capitol building, are all charged with the following under the revised penal code: arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. The destruction of the Capitol building's joint chamber represent a direct assault on the foundation of our democracy and governance. Some of the suspects identified are being held at the Memorial Center Prison awaiting trial. The prosecution will proceed with full adherence to due process. We call on the citizens to remain calm, peaceful, vigilant, and support the management efforts As the charges of these suspects does not end the investigation, suspects have still been identified, and as new evidence come about, maybe other witnesses or suspects could be identified in the case. Let this serve as a clear message. The Liberia National Police will not tolerate any act that threatens public safety or the integrity of the national institutions of this country. This country is a nation of law, and I think the famous saying around these times has been the law is the law.
So, but did you hear the press conference of Gregory Coleman, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it. He decided to bring this case based on a basket of evidence of innuendos, lies, and misstatements. And in the next few weeks, as we go through the preliminary hearing, we will deconstruct those lies and be able to put together a defense that is worthy of what we've done. It's a place for human beings. Unfortunately, that's the best the state can offer for Liberian citizens. It's unfortunate, but they are no better than me. As long as we're in a political battle, it's a political win.
We should not be celebrating the downfall of our leaders. This is how they do. They threaten our leaders and they will not be bold to tell you. So I am angry with President Boycott, and as I said, as I'm departing, he is old enough not to be afraid of death. I'm saying it publicly. Well, the young man still feel he didn't finish born his children yet. He's vibrant. He still have time to live. What the old man got to lose for him to transform this country and making these kind of hard decisions? And before our mineral leave from here, this must be done. Liberians should participate. You got Fire School calling themselves Fire School Liberia when no Liberian is part of their shareholdings.
Appointed in the Unity Party-led government for this behavior. These are legislators. They have immunity, and to try to embarrass them by putting them in jail, people are not going to go anywhere. They're not going to run away. They should have been left, released on their own reconnaissance, so that they can come back and do investigation and show the proof. But I'm very disappointed. This is embarrassing. It's not acceptable. We issue a joint statement with other opposition parties, but really shame on this government for their behavior and for treating lawmakers the way they're treating them.
Okay,
Our recovery rule is being his role in this issue is being investigated on the charges of criminal conspiracy due to credible links suggesting that he was strategically involved in orchestrating the broader plan to obstruct legislative process and damage the national infrastructure. Charged with the following, as such, he has been charged with the following under the revised penal code: arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. Honorable Abu Kamara, District 15, Montserrado County, and Honorable Jacob C. Debbie, District 3, Grand Judah County, were reportedly present at multiple planning meetings and facilitated logistical support, including coordination with actors inside and outside of the Capitol building. Their involvement underscores a deeper level of political motivation and conspiracy behind what was initially perceived as an isolated act of vandalism. The both are hereby charged under the revised Penal Code of Liberia: arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. Honorable Dixon W. Sebo, District 16, Montserrado County, was
returned this morning, okay? We rejected for several reasons. I felt it was offensive for my mother, her memory. My mother is not a liar, and we will not bury her as such. We will not bury her as such. It was simply that reasons. So yesterday it should have been handled. I spoke to the ambassador that I wasn't happy about it, and he said he was going to handle it. He was going to do it. And this morning he hadn't done it. So that's the reason I personally make sure that it was done. So I believe he went and got it in error. But I have the final say.
It's good to have you joining the conversation on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Happens to be the 10th day in the month of June. And we are certainly here again on this wonderful, wonderful, wet Tuesday. Consider Paisley, Mozzarella of Liberia. Welcome to your breakfast info component program. The morning route takes you across Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world as it relates to training global national issues on the platform as usual. Mondays to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. we are here. You know, regardless of where you are, it's always a pleasure having you and inviting you to watch, share, and join the conversation as well. Leave your comments in the comment section. We got our social media handles. You can follow us on Kool Radio Online, Kool, Kate News, our YouTube channel, and Kool 91.9. All of these outlets, you can certainly get the information at your doorsteps, in the offices, your vehicle, in the keke, in Uganda they call it bola bola, or in your vehicle driving to work or your business center. So it's a good morning again to all of you. I'm Wiki Brooks. Sakano is behind the camera producing all of the sounds and videos as well. And Ambassador Jonathan River Senior is alongside, and team is set to bring you all of the fascinating talking point this morning. And you sit, listen, and please listen with comprehension, because we will take you back with some of the things in memory lane as it relates to history of some of the things that we're seeing unfolding currently in Liberia. But it's always good to be on this platform where we walk the walk and talk the talk, and as usual have to shift the paradigm of our democracy. So without fear, without favor, we speak undiluted truth, critical analysis, critical thinking. Your opinions and views are well respected if only you respect yourself. We will honor your calls and your comments in line with what we discuss, and we ask that you listen and listen with comprehension, that when you respond it, that the kids out there can actually get what you want to see. It's going to be good, interactive, and let's have a good time together, where we shift the paradigm of our democracy. Welcome, folks, this morning. There are too many things trending in our country, and there are folks who've been following the height of the political tension, comments from leaders of the country, partisans of political parties, well-wishers, pundits, analysts, legal luminaries. All of these people been weighing in since a couple of our lawmakers, sitting lawmakers, were detained for a couple of days at the Monrovia Central Prison, which sparked severe tension, condemnation, misreactions. There are people who say, look, this thing is good. The law is the law. And there are folks who say, no, these people are lawmakers. They shouldn't have been treated this way. And they were released on bond by the court. And the former president visited those detained lawmakers at the time and was even present at the court. And folks are even asking and questioning, looking at some of the missteps, how these lawmakers were detained, looking at the legal aspect of it, that these people were already charged and they did not meet the requirement to have released them, and all different arguments all over the place. And we have seen a couple of political actors from the opposition, black, standing with the detained lawmakers or standing with the CDC. And we have seen, I will go in depth. And you take your time to listen. Because I know some of you, when you listen to some of these things, you take it personal. You see people that don't speak because your political leader's name was mentioned in something. You take it personal because your ability to comprehend so limited that when even critical national issues that will benefit all of us and the country, you still do not see that picture. You see the political picture of it. And I don't apologize to people for that. I don't. Yes, history has a way of reminding or teaching us of something that we normally take place in our country. Regardless of how you interact, what a system is giving you or what you're giving or support, galvanized, there are some things that when people are in opposition in Nigeria, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the nation of the country, but it's settled around Nigeria. When people in Nigeria, especially politicians, political parties, they place themselves in a united front when they see that the sitting government is proceeding wrongly and abusing allegedly the law of the land, and that they are not respected of the law, and they will think that they will come to corruption and watch better governance system. Nigerians will be lifted for the property and all these things. You know, what is happening currently? You know, the political leader of the citizen movement for change, he wrote something on the news he said the ruling party or the government is fighting to retain power. Why those in the opposition are focusing on returning to power, but are not facing the reality of the issues Nigerians are going through. But some of them are behind the scenes having conversations in bed with the government that they criticize in the public, but behind they are shaking hands, popping something, marking classes. Now, today the likes of one of the major items it holds to record with us when it comes to politics like our recent history. We are leaning on the support. Those key lawmakers. Yeah. All political parties. Some of the issues big want to reconstruct they are now on the united front. If some of you can remember and do justice to yourselves, we sit on the platform, we are not desirable. But I think if you sit and leave politics and picture Liberia and picture the attitudes of our leaders who are in government, out of government, wanting to come in government, you get the clear picture of they place themselves in a united front in the name of fighting for justice for the people. And when the people think that they are united, in split second when we are running election, they get divided. They start fighting each other. And you hear all of what somebody needs to do. Still out in public. You know, after the CDC won the election in Nigeria, when CDC won the election in Nigeria, that is a good morning to my very good friend, Brother Patrick. Very central. He is the connect. He will shut down his energy. Typical songs developing. And you know, when the election was over after the 2017-2018 and the United Party after 12 years lost to the Coalition for Democratic Change that won overwhelmingly. Yeah, no if and about that. Whether you like it or not, they won. Landslide. One of the historical election results of our country, pretty close to what Charles Taylor did, the NPP, and nobody has reached that mark so far. And you know, when after everything, there was this fashion from a couple of political parties that are very significant, and their presence are felt every time we are into elections, and the names, when mentioned, will tell you that yes, these people exist, and they always will be a fool to reckon with. The United Party, but then the current president and former vice president took the matter of authority as the standard bearer of the United Party. He contested the late Charles Walker Bronskin, or the founding father and vision bearer of the Labour Party. And you have Belinda Ure as well, the All-Agrarian Party. And, you know, the United Party So these parties and other smaller parties that supported them in the process. So they took the case and felt that the election, the results did not reflect the will of the people, the electorates. So they needed to challenge the result. And the good thing they did, and they must be hailed and respected for that. They used the law. They did not throw people into the streets. They did not block roads. They did not burn tires. And the case, at the end of the day, after all of the complaint before the National Elections Commission, the landed at the Supreme Court, and the full bench of the Supreme Court went into the matter and saw that there was no need to overturn the election results that said at the time that the CDC won. So they left and they decided to collaborate. They decided to form their own unit, one cause for the betterment of Liberia. They had a framework document as well that they had fixed their signatures to. And say, look, we are together, we are the collaborating political parties. And on this platform, Ambassador Sir Wiki Broken Brooks asked a question. Now these people are united on one front. And everybody said, oh, it's unprecedented. And the first time I've seen how political parties from the opposition are united. The likes of Senator DeLong, Alexander Cummings, the current president, Joseph Boakai, Ben Dayure, and you name the list, go on and on. Yomi Kanga, you're all together. And everybody said, no, buddy, people. And I said, these people are doing what they're doing currently because elections are over. Our general presidential elections are currently over. If we are getting to the next election, these people, the marriage they in will be sour. They will no longer gel properly. Because they know, man, and we all sat and followed. When we were approaching the election, after the 6 years, the first term of former President George Weah, who later was seeking re-election, that body that was being so much united on one front, claiming for the better of Liberia, we start to hear all sorts of words that were used. The framework document, there were alteration. Somebody tampered with this. What was signed, what was placed. This sheet got missing, and this one. Now, they could not even be united to go to one front and say, look, say we claim that we are collaborating, get the word, collaborating political party, CPP, everywhere you turn, CPP, CPP. That was what we were hearing. And there are people who said, oh, the people. And when you say some of these things, people get mad. We got there, everybody wanted to be head of the party. There were problems. Some of the folks They say, let's go to convention and contest. Whoever wins become the arrowhead of the collaboration. The next thing, one political party will come up. They've been disrespected. They pull up. Another person say he will not submit or she will not submit. And I'm not in a race to be second to anybody. I'm here to win gold. I'm not here to win silver. I'm not here to win bronze. The Liberal Party got divided in that space. Youngly, Senator Youngly cannot learn. Musa Belete had to go his way. They divided themselves. The ALP, Ben Nair, who had been so supportive at the time, pulled out. Honorable comments were taken to court. Alteration. Nobody take or document all of these things. They pulled up. There were a lot of exchanges. Skeletons were brought out of the closets. We got to know that some of you, oh, your mother, before war, you were associated with child stealer, this other person, that other person, and all sorts of things were said. Some of the folks who were supporting them Nigeria or supporting other people, they predicted the death of the current president when he was going to die. He took heart surgery, they flew him, and all of those things were said. And they got divided. And we said that on the platform. Look, this is Liberia. Liberian people, some of you gotta wake up and smell the coffee and start living fake life. You know exactly how some of your leaders start and how they end. But you will still feel and lie to yourselves. And the next thing, when they split it and the campaign got heated, we started to hear it. The Unity Party people said a lot of things about the CDC-led government. The ANC said a lot of things about the CDC government, including the then president saying a lot of things back to other folks, and it was just there. And I can simply tell you, in September, in September 2022, the political leader today that is now the political leader of the ANC, Alexander B. Cummings, that is now standing with these lawmakers and giving all of the support to the CDC, the ALP, the CMC, was one of those persons that were very vocal on former President George Weah. Sometimes people say, oh, you know that politics. And I remember, then I hear, oh, you know that politics. But you have to be mindful of some of the things that you say.
Generally, our group been working, so there's no need to worry about
CDC on record for saying, oh, Madam say yes, right? This is going to work with anybody who fought war, doing war, doing war. You're not going to tell what you want muted. There were a couple of individuals that were pleased with the listening team to make sure that later on, someone will remove
Profit.
reportedly for involvement
I will
in
prove
civil
them
rights.
working, so there's no need to
Whatever. Now,
sound your
Profit.
the political leader
I will prove them working, so
of the ANC, their transnational candidates, Alexander B. Cummings,
Profit.
thank God.
he
I will
criticized
prove them working, so there's no need to
President Weah in an open letter after officials of his government were sanctioned of not taking decisive decisions. And he was looking at the gravity of the international scandal on Liberia. And that time, August 15th,
sound your
the U.S. Department of Treasury
thank God.
sanctioned 3 top
I will prove them
officials
working, so
and key members of the Weah internal circle for public corruption.
Profit.
thank God.
That was then the Minister of State for President Affairs, Nathalie Morgan, who is currently Senator for my country. You had the Chief of
I will prove them working,
Solicitor General, that's what Serena Seacott,
sound your
and the Managing Director of
Profit.
thank God. I will prove them working, so there's no need
Senator of Rivers State,
to sound your
a former representative of the Supreme Court,
thank God.
current Senator of
I will
Rivers State.
prove them working, so there's no need to sound your
And when these things happen later on,
thank God.
the president was
I will
saying,
prove them working, so
he
there's no
decided what time he was going to resign.
Profit.
thank God.
Now,
I will prove them working, so there's no need to sound your
and Honorable Kool
Profit.
informed the president at the time
them working, so there's no
that there will be suspension of him being a beneficiary of the acts alleged by the U.S. government on the part of the sanctioned officials if he failed to take decisive action against them. What action was taken? They were suspended, they resigned.
Profit.
thank God. I will prove
A formal complaint or formal request to the U.S. government fund our government did not take these individuals.
thank God. I will prove them working, so there's no need
Today, you now walking, you see them, they are walking with,
thank God.
you see former President Weah and Cummings shaking hands. It's just to tell some of you, the simple story.
Profit.
These people are friends. These people talk.
So there's no need
When they come to you on the front
to sound your
and they want your vote, they make it look like these people that they can never sit on one
so
table.
there's no need
They can never have one joint focus, and you fight for them.
thank God.
You buy yourselves for this.
So there's no need
A few years ago, Alexander Cummings, the late Charles Bronstein, then Nigeria,
thank God.
and other
I will
people,
prove them working,
they were all together in the name that of collaborating
sound your
on one front, fighting the CDC.
thank God. I will prove them working, so there's no need
Today,
to
they
sound
have gone another way,
Profit.
saying themselves
I will prove them
to
working,
go and fight again. And they are asking you to be folks that you will be.
Profit.
thank God. I will prove them working,
Take your time to study Liberian politics and study Liberian politicians.
Profit.
thank God.
They will say all sorts of things.
So there's no need to sound your
We heard the likes of Councillor Theon, who also said, well, child that the fight of giving the former president facts to stir the affairs of the country without child abuse. He was not prepared for such facts. He was like looking at 2 years old child and giving that child a bucket of water. This is reality. We back again. But if you put these people in one box and say tomorrow the election, you are in solidarity, you stand together, you are united. It's just a common sense for somebody to left. Now, all you think you're doing is in the interest of our people. So can you decide for one person to say everybody got the same focus and idea? Can one person just lead us? You will hear everybody say, no, I'm here for it. I'm here to be second, I'm here to be third. And somebody will hear, no, we the biggest political party. We'll be around. You will just come in. Who are you fighting? You're fighting for yourself. You're fighting for the country. Nigerians, I hope you're listening. And ask yourself some of these questions. And what you see them doing in space level, it will surprise you that these people will say they want to put document together, for 2029 they will be together. And as soon as we are approaching 2029, it's a different ball game. For now, the years ahead, they will do just what they do. I'm not a Messiah. I stated on this platform yesterday that sometimes some of these things happen for people to hear. You listen to common speaker about the condition that's subject. If they had not gone there, they wouldn't have experienced or know what other inmates are going through there. Pre-trial detainees. And you will see some of them offering bills to put on the floor because of the condition. There were some people who are heading some of these correctional palaces and other cells around Nigeria. But yes, I'm no better than good, but the condition is not condition for people. You've been around here long in government. How many times we take our precious time to say, I'm a minister, I'm a representative, wanting to know how many persons probably from your district behind violence. So I will go to this room or I go to the Monroe Center, see people, what's your name? You know, make sure that you're in line and coordinating with the Ministry of Justice, with the Legislative Authority, and ask them, this is what I want to do, to accept them. What's your name? Yeah, what do you do? Oh, I'm on this street, I'm on the other side. How long have you been working? What crime? Have you been tried? Sentenced? These are some of the things. Critical national issues. We're talking about lawmakers being charged. They release them on bond. People will take jobs, including the folks. The other folks we are singing for Abu Kamara. Solomon went to jail. Solomon went to jail. The wisdom that we discuss. Solomon. And these are some of the reasons why these people will do these things, because they always know that they got people who will stand for them. They got people who will have no justifiable reason to defend him, but we just defend
So
him
there's no need
because of the promise. So you will already always see these
I
people
will prove them working. So there's no need to worry.
as people that you want to live. They are not fighting for you. They've been charged
Thank God. I will prove them working. So
for crimes that the police believe they committed.
thank God. I will
They are not
So
convicted,
there's no need to
but they've been charged, waiting to face prosecution. And you are not
I will prove them working. So there's no need
concerned about how these people will go to face the full weight of the law and wanting to see that the trial
So there's no need to worry.
be free, fair, and transparent. That this is not politically motivated.
I will
That
prove
these
them
people
working.
rights
So there's no need to worry.
will be given them. We have the time to have the legal team to defend them.
Thank God. I will prove them
As
working.
celebrating
So
them.
there's no need to worry.
How many persons do you go to celebrate? Some of you, your neighbors,
I will prove
been
them
in
working.
prison
So there's no need to worry.
for crimes they did not commit. And you know some of the characters that they did not do it.
I will prove them working.
You don't have
There's no need to worry.
the zest to go and even advocate, to go and see how to run after some of these cases.
Thank God. I will prove them working. So
When you're running to go to celebrate somebody, whether you celebrate somebody
so there's no need.
yet to face trial. And you should be more concerned.
Thank God.
You got to marry that the very same people you say, oh, the people report road man, they go stole. Some of you who are celebrating tomorrow, if they case delay and we see the end of this government whatsoever, you will be pointing at these people that you celebrated that they were the one who went to Africa.
Thank God. I will prove them working. So
Even corruption allegations on people that have not been investigated, there are a lot of folks who believe these people are corrupt. Who told you?
thank God.
There are folks who earn their money long before coming to government.
There's no need to worry.
There are folks who in government worth their money.
Thank God. I will prove them working. So there's no need to worry.
There are folks who are out there working in government, whether on the opposition platform
Thank God.
or ruling party,
I will prove them
earnestly
working.
doing what they're doing to enhance or build the development of Liberian lives, created and moving Liberia forward in terms of development.
Thank God. I will prove them working. So there's no need to worry.
Come to think about it. We will hear about food shortage
Thank God. I will prove
at the
them working.
Monrovia Central Prison. Nobody can care. Foreign national is not a bad thing. Jetty, all of those. Can you and care for the inmates? Those who are there. Those who've been sentenced, those who are waiting trial, health condition terrible.
Thank God.
None of these
Prove
things.
them working. So there's no need to worry.
When was the last time we saw one of our leaders, our president say, I'm going to South Beach or I'm going to Grand Hill Correctional Palace, I'm going to this place. I'm going to see this, to visit and look at the living conditions. But because they took
Thank God.
few persons that you know so well, the former president went to visit. People being tried, the former president, that yesterday he had to say, go to court. We won't see, we work.
I will prove them working. So there's no need to worry.
You were president. And there was no food
I will prove
at
them
times
working.
at the
So
Monrovia
there's
Central
no need
Prison.
to worry.
You were short for food, you were short for medical supply.
Thank God.
The same thing continues with the unity party. What's the last time you heard? Oh yeah, the president went to the other
I will
prison.
prove them working. So So
You want
there's
to,
no need to worry
or the vice president.
about the sound.
But they wait for one person to die
Thank God.
of the kind or class,
So there's
and
no
everybody wants to show. See what's happening? You carry cows, you carry rice, you carry money.
So there's no
Because the
need
former president of class
the sound.
being rejected. Do you know how many persons hungry?
Thank God.
They are orphanages.
So there's no need to worry about
The elderly folks, the disabled community, the school of the blind and other places. And this is with our leaders. It is not just with this or yesterday. It's something that they you know, you don't do things. And that's how they've been selective when it comes to how they carry on judgment or persecution or all of these things. You got a lot of rehabilitation centers. Individuals are struggling to rehabilitate these people. Those young brothers and sisters who are there in the ghettos, in the cemeteries, and other places. But we will play politics with almost everything and leave what on the overall will benefit and change the lives of the people. You know. And it's so sad when you see some of these things happening, and some of our leaders and people who support these people sometimes it should not be for an individual. It should be a cause for the people that you place your life on the line for. You know, after the election, when former President George Weah spoke in his church, he said something. And most of the people don't get these things. They don't really listen. They're only there to see and clap and be yelling when they see the person. He said, so some of you, you're a minister. You're only looking for people who are against. You are accusing people. You have everything. You live in a community. Some of you are minister, director, assistant minister, whatsoever. He said, for me, I'm former president, but I still stand to get my benefit. And you can see it. He enjoys that. While those who he gave the time to serve are struggling. A lot of them struggling. Because they thought it was going to be forever. There are logs on the book that tells you that the former president is entitled to what he's entitled to as former president. He enjoys that. And when the folks are no longer in power, they place themselves as people who are so united. And when Honorable Cummings was talking about that, he said no serious investor will consider Liberia as a destination for investment to ease the hardship on Liberians through job creation and employment of our people if your reaction continue to be weak, indecisive, and not equal to the seriousness of the allegation. That's why he said, all of some of these things that were said led him out. Liberian decided you got to take the exit. And some of these things have not yet been corrected, even in opposition. They are saying now correcting them, but they are discussing coming back 2029. You did the same thing over and over that brought you to power. You did, while in power, you did the same thing that booted you out. You go in opposition, you go back and start doing the same thing. And you don't like to hear it. The Liberians will see problems that they will not be able to handle for themselves tomorrow, will embrace it, hawk it, kiss it, pepper it, and walk around with it. You'll see all the candidates. They tell you the man on no sanction. You're not concerned about how the man will to help you or to clear his name. What do you do? What sort of support? But you say, as far as you're concerned, that the man you want. You want to go to the place that the sanction came from to live better life. But you putting somebody in the position, the place that you want to go live better life, the person being questioned. And at that time, this is one of the things that he said. As I'm coming out today, he's shaking former President George Ryan, walking, Mark Zuckerberg, the political leader moved, all of them. Yes, you know. He stated in his open letter to the former president when he was president at the time. He said, we have already seen many suspicions, deaths, and mysterious murders under your leadership of our country. We have heard threats of bloodletting by the head of your youth, of your party's youth league and mayor of Monrovia. We have seen the violent reaction, including by organs of your party, to peaceful protests by Liberians, and recently to students of the University of Liberia, one of whom is still struggling for his life. When you make a statement, you write some of these things, we'll keep it. The same was said about the late Senator Printer. Oh, the men are murdered, men are killed. But because of the political influence and hailing from a vote-rich county, every time there's an election, when it comes to runoff, people on their knees. A man that you always wanted the person to keep up. Once you wanted the vote, you go there, you beg him for it, and he made a decision. He decide your fate. He decide, but then he will decide who he will give his support to. Your John, when he decided not to support you any longer, it was a time that he was a murderer, he was evil, he was dead. The Unity Party did the same with him. Later they went in bed with him again. When will we see true Liberians to speak? They have to extend with it other than saying it for their personal gain. There are folks around the world who are fighting for the people on the political front, not just to make name for themselves, not to enrich themselves. You know, I love what Judah Maleman said the other time. He said, the only bank balance I know in my life is my bank balance. He said, because if I know this person bank balance, what will it do for me? He said, I don't think and worry about the kind of crap, the cards these people ride. Because what, you know, you sit in gallery, you're talking about the car that man ride costs $150,000, but you can't even sit or touch it. But the man that you supporting, but you can't get in the man car. You can't even sit in this living room. Some of these folks go to their homes, say, Palawa said, you know, you're not the kind, the class to even sit there. Before I talk about you reaching into the man's sitting room or sitting on the dining table. At times we say these things, but we are with these people. We pity your conditions for the way sometimes they look down on you and have to say things about somebody. But your focus is like you. I mean, the individual, the party, party many will go to the place, will go, will do that one, will do that one. Look around. We were just saying it on yesterday. We say, trust me, the condition at the Motorola Central Prison will change because of certain people that went there. The former speaker is not telling you about the condition. But let's go for this, our usual break. But before then, let me greet my honorable ambassador.
Ambassador, good morning and a pleasant welcome. You know, Liberians need to be sincere to themselves and to reflect deeply, and that's the only way this country going to develop. That's the reason
we're going back to history.
Yes, yes. They pretend.
You take the IG's word for it.
Play.
He decided.
The way our people practice democracy in this country is far way out of order.
Everybody want to do the same thing, but they say they won't.
Without changing. Without changing. Like you said, as I come to talk about with the kind of country we have, who we want to see an investor will come here. What has he done?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Now today, he with the people that he criticized yesterday.
Yeah.
But when you tell them say you can go for one convention and you're collaborating, one person say, I need a race to be second.
Eh? The only thing we see here is that during election times, people will go separately. They attack each other, do what they can do, tear everybody down. After the election, they come together like they are one in opposition.
It's just a clear picture to show to these people. It's just a clear picture to show to these people that people who supporting people that will ask you to go fight, to go throw stones, to go black road, to go protest, these people know one another. Don't forget, when we have honorable comments, it was the birthday of the president at the time, Honorable Boakai. When they were on that same week, my role concerning the alteration was we had, but then we were going to election. When we reminded him and openly he stated, he said, I want to wish the former vice president, the political leader of the Unity Party happy birthday on this identical show.
And when one party wins, the rest of the party turn against and sit down.
Yeah.
How will the country develop? You say you want to do this for the country because you don't win the election, you go and sit in order to tear the country down.
Yeah, in opposition, they are united.
Yes.
But when one person wins, they bring up all of the skeletons from the closets.
How will this country develop?
Story.
How? You say, who investor will come? When I sound investor will come and say, but what have you done? What have you done? Can you show what you're doing that will make the investor to come? Or you sit down in the world so apparently and waiting for miracle to happen for the people, or waiting for the day you become president? Why you are not? You will never be president in your life. Will you not do nothing for the people? You see what we are?
And this is one of his statements again in his letter. He said to the former president, he said, Mr. President, every Liberian life is precious. Our peace and democracy were earned on the sacrifices voluntarily and involuntarily of Liberia and other lives. We will not compromise our peace and democracy, not accept to be silent in the protection and exercise of that of which many pay the ultimate price, so that all Liberians can have, enjoy, protect, and preserve for generations to come. This is a man that said he brought drugs yesterday. You solved the matter, you investigated him, but now you were hit. You're going to court, you're going to prison company, you're going to the other place, you're going to the other place.
Yeah. Yesterday you were telling your people that you did it worst.
You wait now to be second to him, or you won't be first. And the next thing I would say it with all fear and favor. The next thing, the way you see Alexander Cummings moving with former president, we are whatsoever, the former vice president George Taylor now will be feeling threatened. That they can keep her aside. There was this interview done by Kalasco to her, asking her about former boss. She said, no, he's not my former boss. He will always be my boss. He's my boss. And he said, oh no, I actually meant to have said, I'm the former president. The NPP people saying you must go to convention. You know, they questioning you that you can't be the political leader again. But let's go for Mary McGuire this morning, and when we come back, we activate the phone lines and you will make your case.
Medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bon counties. The people finally now settle down in Moserado County. They buy Maga hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bon counties have been buying the Mary Maga hot tea medicine. People with terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been healed and been giving testimony about the Mary Maga. The people are into selling Mary Maga hot tea medicine all over in Lofa, Nimba, and all of Bon counties. The people finally now settle down in Moserado County. They Mary Maga hot tea medicine here. People in Lofa, people in Bon counties have been buying the Mary Maga hot tea medicine. People with terrible sicknesses, and most of them have been healed and been giving testimony about the Mary Maga hot tea medicine and how good it is. Finally, the people now settle down in Moserado County. Yeah. In Moserado County here, Morovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafan, opposite Makumba Bendu tissue factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Mary Maga hot tea people. They're going to be sending the Mary Maga hot tea to you. And if you want to buy this Mary Maga hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. This medicine they call Mary Maga hot tea can take away or kill all kinds of sicknesses, and some of the sicknesses that the Mary Maga hot tea medicine can kill are typhoid fever. Every time you're feeling cold in your body, you're feeling sick, infection, stomach complaint. Every day you complaining with your stomach. You say my stomach hurting, my mom my stomach hurting, my wife my stomach hurting. Even women that cannot see their period, the medicine they call Mary Maga hot tea can solve it. A sexual weakness, you can't do your homework go, you come from working or you go somewhere, you come back home, you can't do your homework go. Your woman tells you say bad limit man, sexual weakness in both men and women. They Mary Maga hot tea, they can cure it. Numbness in the body, eye problem. Every time you complain with your eye, you can't see clear. They Mary Maga hot tea can solve it, it can cure it. Also, every time you complain with your stomach boiling, you can't eat pepper, you can't eat this one. Also, the Mary Maga hot tea can solve it. It can cure it. Rheumatism, back pain, every time you complain of your back, my back hurting, pain in my back, Marie Maga hot tea medicine can cure it. Diabetes, the sugar problem, this Marie Maga hot tea can cure it. Skin disease and many more. Marie Maga hot tea medicine can cure all these problems. Here are some of the testimonies of people that Marie Maga hot tea medicine has cured, and today they are free and living happily.
My name is Zizi Galima.
Okay.
I live in Kool. This medicine have done well for me from Monday to this Monday, making it 1 week. Okay. The first of all, Tafo have been disturbing me. That even it have taken me more than 5 years, I don't take back with cold water, but this medicine makes the way I sweat, the heat coming on fire, I take back with cold water, and I'm fine in the body. And also even my outside have not been too clear. But it makes now I can see a distance, see very clear, and also as a man, it makes me active, sexually active. I play my game number 1. I used to always play weakness in the defense, but now I'm strong. If I can leave on the defense, go score and come back, which is my sexual organ is very, very active.
That's great.
As a young man, I'm moving strong. All of my joints that have been hurting my waist, everything free. This medicine is very, very good. It's natural. It's very good. It don't have any side effect, but it do it with pepper.
My mother was sick. I've been spending money from hospital to hospital, but that time she almost died. I miss for my people and the king. And when I hear the news over here, I have brought her. Well, I tell God, thank you. She well. And even my auntie, they call Yene. She was saying she was not working good. She was in the same church. And when I told her, people they come here. Okay. They need testimony.
All right.
So they embarrassing me. And that's when we were supposed to play with. Even my mother had testimony because she was not working. She was not talking. When they testing, when people see what I want, every time people when you come here for the medicine. Okay. So the medicine, but they're doing well. My mama, yeah, she was not working. Our baby in your house. She was not coming outside, but now she got washed, she go in the bathroom, she pay for sex. She was not ever asking people.
I was gonna give it a badge and it's a category. But I call about okay.
Now, I said, you can see that for the way you can hang on the
Well, I was suffering for 7 years, going up and down, no way. When I heard about you, I go to Foya about the medicine from buying this medicine. I'm feeling healthy than the way I was before. So my people who listen to me, the medicine, the good medicine, that make me to be alive today, God the first, second this medicine.
So what kinds of sickness you are suffering from?
Our foot problem.
Foot?
Yes, my foot problem.
Okay. How long that was working? You said 7 years, right?
7 years.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome.
I'm well now.
Rush now and buy this medicine, Marie Maga hot tea, for small money. The Marie Maga hot tea medicine is sold for $350 $. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. In Motorado County here, Monrovia, Liberia, the people, when you go to Bonafide, opposite Makumba, Bendu Tissue Factory, right beyond the block factory, you will see the people office that they Marie Maga hot tea people. They're going to be sending the Marie Maga hot tea to you. For more information, you can call the following numbers: 0777 444 591, 0770 913361, and 0776 36 9805. And if you want to buy this Marie Maga hot tea medicine, that's small money. The whole week, 7 days dose is just 5,600 LD. If you buy the medicine here, you take all of the dose, my sister, my brother, all of your sicknesses you've been suffering with gonna be cured. And so rush now and you will live happily.
Marie Maga. And ambassador, I just want to read the number, especially the second branch of yeah, and you know, at the second branch, Marie Maga is opened on at the intersection of Ken Johnson and Clay Street there in town. Right around there, about 4 stores block, when you're heading toward the executive mansion end, but right at the junction, right at the intersection rather. And when you get there, or before you get there, you can call this number and you'll talk to Madam Patience Weah. 0775 499549. 0775 499549. So if you go in there or you are in town, you just call this number and you will be able to get easy access, because the district coming to all the way Painesville, Bernard's Farm area, Mary Maga want to ease up the burden on a lot of people, and there are plans, like I said to you earlier on, that Mary Maga will soon open an office into Douala End for those on that side to be served upon.
Serve other people from Cape Man.
If you go into Bernard's Farm, talk to Mr. Prince B. Gray Senior on 0776 369 805, 0776 369 805, and 0888 856 776, 0888 856 776. So these are the numbers. If you go to at the intersection, Camp Johnson and Clay Street, there you talk to Madam Patience Weah. If you come to Bernard's Farm, you call the number, you talk to Mr. Prince B. Gray. So for easy access of this process. So it's good that you get a supplement and get healed. There are a lot of testimonies. There are a lot. Even since we started this process, there are a lot of testimonies coming up. There are a lot of testimonies coming up. So you can take the time. If you get low blood pressure, for typhoid, ulcer, rheumatism, you got growth in the female, and sexually transmitted diseases, or are cured in this process here. And it's important that you take advantage and get cured. It's important. It's a supplement, very easy to drink. In the morning, in the evening, and the dose for 1 week is about 5,600. And before you finish your first dose, 1 week, you start to see things happening for you upon clean your body, and you are on your way for your healing process. And remember, when you are taking the Mary Maga, those of you who have gone there, you can smoke, desist. Drink, no. If you can legally snore or the slur whatsoever, no. Eat a cola, no. Until after that, so that you can get cured. Maybe after that, you may just desist from such a habit again, and you'll be out and free at last. But it's good. So get a try and see your healing will just be at the door there with you. So good morning. Many thanks to all of you. I want to say our proud sponsor, Mary Maga, the Mary Healing for Life Healing Center International, the Bernard's Farm community.
And you can also be a pet if you want to sponsor.
Yeah.
We are open to
We're open for business.
We're open for business. Come, wherever you're from, just make sure we can sell the goods on the shelves that have been there for a long period of time. But we're certainly here to serve the nation and to have you informed as well. But this is it, and this is how we like to welcome you to the morning ride. Like we were talking earlier on, you know, there are things nobody prays for. But in life, you have to be mindful of how you treat others. Because you may just not know when the return will come. It might not be from the person. You know, this trending response or responses and the comments coming from folks as it relates to the rejection of the gift in terms of sympathizing with the demands of the former first lady.
The mother is gone. She cannot justify how I treated her. Because
even with some of the family members, I say, oh, it was not to their knowledge, but Mommy, though the daughter of the late slim president, said she doesn't care about what relatives say because they were.
This is my mother. I looked after her. I took care of her. Okay?
Yeah. Otherwise, she was sick, and she's in line with a siblings.
Folks now, people who eat.
Yeah.
You know, the tendency of Liberia or Liberians, so somebody die, they go in there, they will eat.
The other one on the ground. They say, oh, you gotta buy a cow. Oh, look me out.
You gotta buy the cow.
Say, you gotta buy a cow, you know. No.
And imagine the family telling again now that she must bury her mother alone because of the food and the food
But she
business.
said she's not worried about that. Now, you see, people commenting, oh, the president went to the place, and the former president went to the place, and you know, there is this thing. That was my president, we are going to keep secret. Before going there, it's like he and his entourage, the key lieutenant, they had a discussion. Telling him he must go there and go speak standard English.
Say that book, man.
And the man went and said, you know, my man expected me.
Motor is gone.
So we speaking, I said, no, I'm going to
You're not even a football player.
And this take me back. Nobody prays for that. This take me back in his turn.
And it's good I will remind you, take memory link.
Maybe some of them don't even understand, and it will shock some people this morning.
They will be here for a while.
Yeah. This institution, Kool 91.9,
City come like
Liberia, under the watch of former President George Weah, when he took over.
He might just be reminded this morning.
No, he is a word.
Your time.
That word is no secret.
Trying to listen this
He took over. There will really struggle into some other areas, the mining sector that will still face with the challenges and how illegal mining activities taking place. We were able to purchase 5 motorbikes, and our CEO thought that our contribution in helping to enhance government productivity in that sector. 5 motorbikes.
That's where the challenges with the mining inspectors.
The mining inspectors, they have problems. And officially, the labor turned over to the Ministry of Mines and Energy on a then minister, Justin Moore.
Just Lamour.
And received it and told us thank you. Some of you have heard this story before. We have said it, but it didn't know, and some of you just don't know. It will shock you now. And the minister accepted and informed the president of the gesture. And when the president got to know, the former president got to know at the time, oh, he said, who? There's somebody here, so guy, you know, Kool, city come out here. He said, if you know why I know, if you want to keep your job, just send me the rep back.
If they break on our motor park, you don't get a job.
Nothing shocked me or surprised me was that money when I got to work. You know, then I will come to do the news every morning. I'm here about 5. Open the gate. They worry about all day, live, everything. So I said, oh. So they brought new set of motorbike again for us. So I said, you know, joking, I said something to the others again. I said, if they intend to give me one of them motorbike, I don't want it because I'm sort of be on motorbike. I don't offer the other place.
No, for that.
Yeah, I said, I really want no truck or something. He said, no, they brought the motorbike back I think about 2 or 3 in the morning. They returned our gift. Today, some of you getting vexed because they returned somebody's gift. Nobody appreciates that. Nobody's saying it's good. We only saying this. That's why you see some people say, oh, it happened yesterday, so it might happen today. That was wrong. And today, for whatever reason, we think that the dust should be settled. It should not be this way. We just taking you back.
Yeah.
How we were treated.
Yeah. So just say
you vex. We never got mad. We never ran around here. We even get it a month after when we quit our CEO, we haul him on the show. Sometimes because we normally drag him, pull the legs before they end, you know. We had those bags here. We started looking for people to give it to.
And it was just an effort to enhance the work of government at the time, especially that sector. But it was rejected.
It was rejected.
Today, the former president good way gesture upon, and from
and saying that he was son.
Some of the family members even requested that it's accepted traditionally that this all be made. Yeah. But then when he made an offer, I see a lot of folks talking the likes of Asa Yanimbo.
They carry back and
the spokesperson of the former ruling party, and they are saying they offer an apology towards the family that they were unaware of the family internal discussion and the loss and grief regarding the rift between the family, the Weah family, and the Doe.
And Mommy also said
she be having a
that
good
she and I say, you know, they never had any discussion of such.
Mm-hmm. But they come on saying things. Kanyo do.
You know, Kanyo hails from Nima and Grange there at the same time. Mm-hmm. His father from Nima, or Grange there, his mother was from Nima County. Very astute young man, professional lawyer, and I've always talked about he one of those persons who initiated reconciliation between the people from Nima and that of Grange as well, that the bygone should be bygone and all these things.
But this is where we are. And Ambassador, when you look at these people, their actions, and a lot of Liberians don't see.
It was returned this morning.
Sincerely.
Okay. We rejected for several reasons.
You don't see that they have a good, true intent for this country. They say it, but their intent is just to get closer to power, and that's how they manipulate their way and use the Liberian people. Because if our leaders, those who have gone to that stage, who have reached a certain level where sincere in this country, we should have seen or would have seen an immense progress in this country. But sometimes you are tempted to ask, with all of these level-headed brains, minds of Liberia, when you listen to them, sweet speeches, why is Liberia not developing? Why is Liberia not being reconciled? Why is Liberia not on the path of development, recovery? But we're just struggling, and always every given period is left single-handedly. Imagine, one thing that really puzzles me in this country is you will find about 20 to 23% running for presidency, and the rest, sometimes see more than 2,000 or 1,000 plus for other positions. And after the election,
they vanish in oblivion.
They go in oblivion. They go in thin air. And it just level those central folks who are, imagine you have about more than 1,000 persons vying for positions, and you only got 73, you only got 15 at times, you only got one. Where are the 1,000? Where are the hundreds? What's their contribution? You will see the deception. Some of them just come here, America come here today, they won't run. They run after they lose, they go back. Some will run, they remain here, they go under the ground. Like they have never existed in this country. Then they plant their heroes outside just to wage war against the very Liberian people to say they will help.
And you know what we saw yesterday is the same we're seeing today. Yesterday, the collaborating political party, after they were defeated by the former ruling party, They were all together. Today they told Liberty Party headquarters having a joint press conference. Tomorrow they told ANC, they told Unity Party. Now we're seeing the same trend now. The last time they were issuing stipend, they were all at ANC headquarters.
Yeah.
The people, the man, yesterday people criticizing the man is a corporate, investor or the man from the corporate world. But you're sure the investment he ever brought to the country that he won't be president. Yesterday, the man that you said was beneficiary of corruption, that people were being sanctioned. You now with him and say you stand him by the word of Lord, the way they treated the people. As soon as tomorrow, or 1 year to election, and one person start to speed, then the other. So I see that man will get over with that man. And somebody will tell you, I won't be this person. And he said, no, I can't even be for them, never leave it. We saw that with the CPP. Senator DeLong was on the platform when they started that thing. Bragging, oh, we're going to sign a document. One of the finalists is something got missing, somebody changed something.
Yeah. Just the Mickey ball, freedom that brings like people. You see, they control you to make you think that this is their plan. They are in, but the actuality is not. Let me tell you something. All of these crises we are going through, that the poor freedom days, they enjoy these things because the only way they can steal from the country. When they keep you at disarray, the next day you go into bed thinking that how you all go on the street to go protest. That time they crossing their D's, monies changing hands, the crops. How are you get up? You get out of it. And if Liberia just understand, and like you said earlier on, for once, let Liberia just divorce politics. You will see the true color of those people. Because they are using politics to confuse Liberians. And it's destroying this country. It's destroying this country. Why we have a group of people come together? What are their input? Their impact. But what they do, they bring this up for you to be running around, have something to be busy with, while they sit in their palaver houses and drinking their tea. Who told you this morning they are in confusion? Who told you that? Who told you that? But they're using our power to corrupt the country.
They scheme on you, and Ambassador Val, I saw that during the campaign period in 2020 general presidential elections. There was this short engagement that a couple of our colleagues, we were together, and we went at the then Justice Minister home for some discussion. Talking about the issue, educating people on electoral violence, all of these things. But what shocked me, even up to this day, when we got there, it was drizzling. And there were a lot of guys in front of the gate, what normally they call them, the battle cry whatsoever. They were not allowed into the fence. They were outside with barracks and all of this singing. And the place is so special that it could be in, other than the rain beating it. So I sat and I kept thinking, I said, but then you see people can say we are against, and I left them outside. I missed it inside and then outside there. So and comfortably sitting. We will say some of these things for you to sit down by yourself, go cry in the corner. of how you've been treated.
And if you just look at the party had a speakership position. But they chose to lose the party speakership. Kofato, who was a speaker, is now having common praising. And they now send a rallying support to support Kofa. Tell me the irony in this thing.
So send after the crisis in our country that we went to election.
You having a number of lawmakers to still make the man speaker, but you say no, we'll lose it.
Take away. And surprisingly, some of the folks who are in the majority black are people who from the CDC. You didn't have control over your folks.
You see that?
But you're looking for people to blame.
But today you
start suspending people.
You go in there while you're in prison, you bring in, you hawking him that. Why am I understanding the for the law of power? They say playing right. You had this thing. You never protested or call your folks together to maintain this thing.
You suspended on the top of fire.
Expel him.
No, let's walk the line now. When he was suspended with a timeline to desist from going into that camp by the majority black and return to the mainstream and honor the respect of the deputy speaker. He ignored that. You expelled him today. He says deputy speaker enjoys himself. He cares less. As far as he's concerned, he usually benefited from the party. You're a wealthy man today. He cares less whether you exist, you don't exist. You're forced to reckon with. He left with men, reduce the numbers from your party, and if care is not taken, 2029 he could be one of the faces running as vice president to whoever, or even be bringing us some of the skeletons for the closet concerning you. And if no political party since after 2004-2005 election had the easiest chance or returning power after being elected was the CDC. Madam Seli's second term did not come on silver platter. She fought it. She went for it. It was nothing easy. But to have seen how the CDC won over women and to be dragged in the mud halfway in your second term. And what I've seen, and other folks have said, they have not been able to sit by themselves and catalog the wrong. The same strategy they used to get to power
and lose
left within there, and they kept applying it. And that's why we have said to people in this government, if you think you stay in campaign mood, wait till 2029, you smell the heat.
Now, Father is now attracting thousands, if not hundreds of young people now from the other side. Yeah. Now they call him Father Shen.
But there were folks who said that Father carried them there. They were there because of Honorable Father.
You see?
So he's leaving from there.
And if CDC really had a support for Kofa, I'm wondering why they never governed that support to maintain, but they saw it go down the drain till today he's in common prison.
Yeah.
Then they say supporting him?
One of the most key.
Like remember you see the kind of politics
in this country? Most key supporter or executive member for years. Honorable Father, that the ruling even came up from the Supreme Court that they were wrongly doing things. He chose to leave for the embattled speaker at the time to go to the majority bloc and inducted one man into office as the speaker. Where he left him on power. I mean, I don't know.
And I never saw that support. Oh my God. Let's go to the lines, Ambassador. Let's talk to the folks here because it's important. But it's just to take you back and forth in memory lane to make you understand the kind of politics that's been practiced in this country. Right now, there are some people who are running for president. Right now, you can't even hear that name. But if tomorrow's election, they'll be back here. You see the kind of politics. Somebody will come and want to help you. But in clear terms, they bring politics to confuse you because they want to come steal from you. And this thing is just on and on. Look, the strategy of politicians in this country is just the same. No different strategy. All of them. Now I always ask the question: if Liberia will be transformed, who will take us there? If Liberia will change to the world of development, who will take Liberia there? If Liberia will have rule of law, Liberia will have the tranquility of peace protected, who will take Liberia there? And education, healthcare, who will take Liberia there?
And you look on the overall, the illiteracy rate, poverty. There are some people who are level-headed but bury their heads because of handouts, because of poverty, because they need something on the table. We not see the reality in some of the things that we see.
No.
And look at how they're being used and what they get in return. People use you for the personal gain. After the gain, you still live in the kind of poverty that they met you in. You able to tell a 2-year-old son or 3-year-old son, 8 o'clock in the night, goes down to one entertainment center to go work over again. You kidding yourself or somebody, you even get TV to your home. The people get say DVD. You going to entertainment center with your kid. When you want to know how things are terrible and how we are striving in this country. Okay, just imagine Liberia that we know to the extent Sunday and all people still selling Kool.
You will see it.
You know? And these are issues that we all must collectively tackle. Sunday. You see one man sitting down with 2 children, they all one bowl, they eating on one lay bench. Sunday.
And the
people cook bowl, people who sell the cook food from
say
Sunday to Sunday. These are things when you say you're in the opposition or you're in the ruling party, you see these things and know the hardship. But these are some of the things. But you don't talk about it.
You say you love the people.
You say you love the people, and you see how the people in poverty.
You do nothing.
You get ready, you just look at one group of people, you classify them and put it in a bracket in the name that you're fighting for them. And you look, I enjoy the motorcyclists, their eyes are open. The guys are so knowledgeable now, nobody gonna use them.
Motorcyclists are more transformed than ever before.
Yeah. Because people ready to do it, they say, we'll call it motorcyclist. Who told you those people you better than them? You've been opportune.
You will take those children, you give them gas, they go waste their time in the name of support. Let's go to the lines and talk
Let's
to the
go
folks
to the
this
lines
morning.
and start to talk to our callers on the line. Please speak up and move away from your radio. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, weekend. Good morning to my brother.
Yeah, give her.
Thank you. The DSK don't control on the so we can what's the news you think you have for the morning and condition. So our Liberia politicians is a show clean picture that they are not out all the care for themselves. So they only use each other to care against, they only use or care against each other. After some time, they come back and back is important. So it's the same way yesterday we were pushing quality against person. Yeah, we don't want the person. We're saying that the person now, we know that they know the person, find a person or to go somewhere where to get some position, so you join the same people. And to our common spirit and the respect group. Don't go to the law is a law. They are all paying that way. So they think we sell a piece of anybody can nobody can get up and get paid by the law before getting by the last time we had a arena or grabbing it's all about and can see we get power. The type of power we are all up doing, yet everybody to feel the way when you are wrong. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, thank you as well. And that's why we keep calling that this trial be free, fair, and transparent.
Yeah.
And all of the facts government to claim that she has should present it. Let's talk to other callers on the line. Be live.
Thank you very much. This is Arvin from Weaver Arvin Post. Let me appreciate you and that. And now said a serious point that we take into consideration. The masses are no longer tools that you can use and trap it to worry, go and get it and use it again. Now they are getting to be consultant and senator that is the government is the benefit for the big house and the children. They have got 6 or 3 was opposition, and when they got the power, the people that are angry, they from the dungeons, they from the slum. How many slums already or passing from the slum already improve their life? That's the first thing. So now they are getting to know that they are not there for the masses, they are there for themselves. Today you see the opposition they will carry together because they want a particular seat. Yesterday, what the CPB never said. You want the CPB, the Euro, Mr. For the Bacao, or our network to today now, they're going to get again. Only because they want the particular seat, it is not for the library, but for themselves. Yesterday, it's according or ANC party, a key party. They were naming also name. Today now, they are.
Well, singing and calling Abu Kamal in Solomon. Can someone want to say?
And you see, now today now, they are happy together because they want a particular seat. You think that they mean well for you, and then no. And then the reason why, you see, we, because we have to come 4 hours of air, guy for me, see how many people got there? Mr. Greek, for 3 days. How many people got there? So now they are going to know that they are smelling the coffee.
Okay, thank you. Let's call the colors. Your life.
Yeah, Chief, good morning.
We can complain, God money us.
This is Mohamed calling for between them out there. So, the analysis for me, and anybody, I've made a station me, I have 2 stations, radio station and private charging station. You know, you people always follow news. That's the issue of management. And Jamia, I can say this.
Former President, where, please?
Hello?
Yeah, say former President, where, please? Or Ambassador, where?
Thank you for the question.
Okay.
Remember, all the states are all things are mistake. Every time I make on Tony doing a mistake. Where they look at issues, and one saying doctor degree or other degree, then you want to all the time to be making effort. Former president, you become president, now you're former president. Then you tell us that you are happy to do it, you're going on your way to go somewhere. Then somebody want to go, people that you did so they say,
they're trying. They're passing.
The issue of John statement with other opposition parties, but really shame on this government for the.
Okay. Alright. I know. Just pay your respect to them as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Master Ambassador in Tigada.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I want to say thank you guys very well for the topic today on the discussion. But I'm so much disappointed in the men and women called as honorable, and more especially in Kumi. Kumi was one upon a time that was beyond Jobia back for the past 6 years. Now everything you saw in this country that was nothing, and even the mysterious things that were going on in other things. But what is Jobia here today moving with former President we are very much disappointed in this country. I don't know now where are we going. Thank you very much.
And Ambassador, just imagine. Here is the thing. You criticizing why he was serving and had the power to change things.
You're helping you.
And those things that you accusing of, you criticizing of, he did not change it in your view and your understanding. He was booted out democratically. And those things he did not then so you were here for you to come and correct it to do anything. And the man had the power, the time to correct these things.
Yeah.
It was never corrected.
And most of all, you were in opposition, you never advised him.
No, good morning.
Good morning to Ambassador.
Yeah, Kiliman.
Yeah, you might include calling for some community. We just saw somebody today, like Bronco, somebody we gave our former president, when he came to the two family were not right. He went there, he saw what he did because for Isaac too. If I said you're not going to tell me, I'm not going to call my friend, how will you go sympathize with people? They start saying like that thing, you bring disaster quality in the process. The clever issue is not force. When somebody tell you which way to go, but you can't go over and open it and stay over there and say, oh, they come from a friend that want brought me here. It was very wrong. You need to apologize to the family. So I get a right to reject that thing. It's not so much of money, but it's about the respect should be given to the people we keep. Thank you.
Okay. And you know what I see in Liberia creeping is this, and I hope our leaders are taking note and watching these things. Yes, we have seen this issue of people coming to power and they will bring back almost the same group of people that were with them when they were in power. Former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, 12 years, there were people who served in positions back then when they all were in the Dole government or probably in opposition, decided to bring him back. We saw the Minister of Agriculture who was minister, yes, they brought her back. Florence Chinwe. Teddy Gonga was brought back to again later as Minister of Education.
Good morning.
You're welcome, man.
Then see, I want to say thank you to mommy or brothers and sisters. She did well. She really stood there a woman. After you never walk out, so that he eat it. The children want for their need to go tomorrow when they make it, when they find out, he can put it on the head. I think listen to this family what he said one of his friends that used to pay him for money and telephone, they respecting people now. And the children want for the man need to go on the air after hearing her. That's why they refuse our car and what on my taste. When they were killing, I say I work. They should refuse to hear from the one to go in their hands. Because you are in one general Muslim people when they get you relocate out. So it happens. So I say, you know, we know you will receive the gift from the former president. They want that with pins in her heart, she expressed it before dying. Why are they come on a man for? When you carry someone to, it's funny to get to be real family and how you are doing, you know, air for the whole world to know. I say, you wrong the children, not because they are children. You wrong them. So, mommy, thank you and you have my sympathy. God sorry so much. I know how you're feeling. And your friend and I was celebrating. What was celebrating for? What was celebrating for? Remember, sure then he made a position 10. So what was celebrating for? After 3 days, he celebrate. And then from play the whole man. I'll see how much children.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But this is like very.
You're more first cry for benefit in this country.
Wine.
That counts.
Yes, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. My name is Alfred Weah, calling from the BOA community this morning. Let me say thank you for the topic on discussion. You know, what I have, or what I will speak to this morning, is the issue of fanatic Kool and the other lawmaker. Honorable fanatic Kool and the other lawmaker. This is an allegation leveled against them. I do believe the government may have had some evidence before having them being placed.
That's why we want the government to produce those facts against the people. And that's what we expect Liberians to be yearning for.
Thank you. So our law says you are presumed innocent until
proven guilty.
Guilty on a committed court jurisdiction. So for me, I won't refer to them as corrupt or whatever people. Hey, you getting me?
Yeah, go ahead.
The incident that took place at the campus of Benin there, we need investigation, we are investigation into that incident, and we need a form of Liberia. Whoever is found guilty, no matter their position, no matter their qualification, no matter their status in life or in government, I'm calling upon the government of Liberia right now. And after we are, let that person or whoever individual be persecuted according to the law of Liberia. But they should not stay two, and the law go two ways. Because when they say rule of law, it should go in favor of everyone. So when those guys, they are now found guilty, Jeff and Tikoba, they are now found guilty, let them sue the government of Liberia. On that note, I respect police on me.
Okay, let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, the two ambassadors.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Daniel Kelly calling from Kool Video. Yeah, thank you for your platform. And let me use your platform to tell our sister Mamito thank you for how we're doing. Lord, when you read the Bible of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12, the Bible says, don't allow for somebody to load down you because you are smart. The former president take the role to be a little sister to him. So the time of mother was sick, the money they were, they take it to buy cow. They sort of use that money and take her to the hospital. They buy 50 paper red, they give him money. Looking at the woman at that ever said you will not know nothing about what happened behind the king. And then to the issue where Alexander Kumi going to the former president, I don't know whether Alexander Kumi will be vice president to the former president or the former president will be vice president to him. They come take into it to the now, nobody know.
But he did it before. The former president did it before. No, he became running mate now, so that the same thing as when he got your way, he will be vice president. So.
Yeah, maybe he will be vice president or as an accommodate to now, we don't know. So yeah, thank you for your platform.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, we give Bruce a nod.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. When we to start small phone from the ministerial complex, come with belt. You know, that one will say anything you do will be after you. Our former president said, tell you to come about for looking the face of the leader to tell you say you're wrong. Tell about the veil leader their face or faces. How can you tell me, Josiah, sitting here, in your one night, one member, and I said no 3 times. When you go see about that, if I answer, you don't believe it. I mean, you know, intent of going outside of what you do people. Why try to tell the family? I thought you should be using the means to say no. All the things we did, we wrong, never occurred. Our opposite, we use it to cement the relationship with one another. You have never mind. But what tell people? You are not intended to go there. You tell the Travis has never said I go there. Then when you went there, tell the person I would have met her 1 3 times. Then you tell the person they were talking about the rational dash get to. Tell them say, okay, I'm not recording one time I want my regime. The one said the only person that talking about me. I know that Charles said off. That only me. God he said, show me. What it means? He said yes. That only 4 person that talking about me. But I'm sure I don't call me. Then you telling the people that you better want it in your whole life. If I saw a force to go there, if you share to myself, they talking about I don't want you that children, but I want to pay or 2 big grown guys. So our president on that. I think our tradition for the use the issue to cement relationship. In the interior, I'm in the interior world. That's why I'll see my parents there. The other thing, you said no different, you said different but unity. But for all the things are happy. Then they buy carry. You have to come ground. But to go say that kind of thing, you see, where we are now, let me say thing go on the government, you receive a benefit, I'm going to use it anyway. But we are receiving a benefit on time, I'm going to use it anyway. You get the number. But for me, he said, he was saying, but I was there. He don't get my title to him. Why you want to say you have to say about that for your pockets? You see what happening now?
All right, thank you. Let's talk to other caller. Be precise to the point. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to my queen, Ambassador Wiki, and other now.
Go ahead, quickly.
This is the 4th of Luminous Sagittarius, 21st District number 6, Marshall County. I think it was a mistake on the part of the former president. Issue about the food to meeting after all the former the woman father, whether that woman father she was not feeling okay and she was sick, all that thing and all of benefit that was able to her. And she passed also as a person, as a former president, you know all the thing of going on what she was doing, he had a close meeting with them. And when they agree to receive all the acting from you, they know he can do a donation about. I don't look at it to be a mockery. I just say, well, I cry for that benefit. In the past, he carried 2 cows, he carried money, he carried this. So,
it was not a bad thing, but probably the way they handle or the kind of relationship that they've been having over a period of time, and they see probably, you know, coming at this time and making pronouncement on it there.
And this is passed on. When I have that thing, when the seven say, but you try to pass over the person the money for.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, because shortly we have to go for our Central Bank commercial, but let me talk to this caller before we go. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Bruce, and good morning, Mr.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Bati Yakai there. And you guys pointed out something, but it's something you have said every now and then when we go on this platform. That real problem that not the leaders of that us, the citizenry. Who are holding the placard at the central prison was not a leader. It was like let's go together to the solidarity for Funatikofa, for Sibu, and for the other New Year. If you arrested me today, even though there are laws that were used to arrest me, and we should wait for the outcome of the investigation through a due process. But we don't do that. Including who go now to us that they are leaders. So this is why I'm just posing the question is an opposition. How we are now by a political party they belong to. Because it is that kind of mindset that we have had so much so that we cannot even, there is one thing to American stuff. For the American, I came and said, and I agree on that thing. So the that you see the government have a quicker briefing, that recommendation will come to a child process. Today, the LRA that will cut away from the Ministry of Finance and Development, to avoid things that the government comes to push continuously that every doesn't hear to. It does not mean that when you are not in the line or you are not in the leadership, you cannot recommend. Why will they stop coming? Who condemn President William for all the years? I agree with you now, everything they were right. I just want a speedy trial through a due process using the rule of law for all of us to know who burned Capitol building.
Sure.
That's my push. And that's why I want to recommend to the government want a fast, speedy trial. We don't want to let the corruption is any over or the former finance and resources. Others that are slowing down and we are not seeing which way it is going. We don't want it that way. This case, we're watching it, we want it to be speedy, we want it to be transparent, and we want the rule of law to take it. So that's my recommendation too.
Okay, thank you for being part of the conversation this morning. We will continue, we will talk about this as we are here, but shortly we'll go for our Central Bank commercial. When we come back, we continue with the conversation. This wonderful morning. So we're here this morning. We are here this morning. Let's go for it.
How is the business today?
Madada Kumba, how is the business today? Well, your face, how are you looking so? Like you thinking about something?
And I say me, I going to plenty things. So I tell my pay the next day. I'm telling you, all the money can check go tell that my children's school fee, hospital money, rent, my own small small thing and set nothing. I can't do anything good for myself.
Amen.
Then to make matter worse, I try to put small money in lay business to go out of the country. But to find foreign currency, I can just be running around. It's too bad like that. Things how I am stressed.
Yeah. Anything you don't know is bigger than you for true, yeah?
What you mean now, Patroni?
Kumba? On March 27, 2025, the Central Bank of Liberia launched the National Financial Education Program for people then like you.
The National Financial Education Program?
They finished putting it outside. That is they call launch. And that President Joseph Newman Boaka said launched the program for the whole country.
Okay. So what in the program will do for person like me now?
The program will solve your problem, my daughter.
Tell me something.
The financial education program will help people like you, Kumba, to understand how to take care of your money Google.
Yeah?
Yes. It will show you how to set financial goals, how to budget your money, how to save part of your money after you take pay, how you can turn some of your money around in business for it to grow.
What?
Yeah. So after taking pay, you can't be broke again.
That good thing, oh, Patroni.
Yeah, oh, Makumba. The Central Bank of Liberia will work with plenty other government offices then like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, and other groups then like the Liberia Marketing Association to make sure you're the women and girls manage your money Google.
Oh, yeah. That is very good.
Yeah. Now, this financial education get many steps.
Tell me about them, Patroni. Tell me.
First, you have to set your financial goals.
What?
This means you must think about where you want to see yourself in the future. Maybe 1 year from now, you won't get plenty of money to be able to take care of all of your problems.
Yeah.
Or you want to be big businesswoman. But you can only reach where you want to see yourself in having more money according to the way you will plan to use your money today.
How that one already work now?
That the next step I will come into. They call it budgeting, meaning planning how to use your money the right way.
Yes, that one that true.
So you budget by making a plan that show how you will use your money. Once you take your pay or you get any money, you have to sit down to put idea together to use your money.
Yeah.
In line with the thing that you need to do for you and your family, and you will still be able to keep some.
It makes sense.
Yes, so when you make your budget, that means you have to stick to it because you plan for everything already.
That's true.
The other important thing, that's saving. Saving means to keep some money somewhere for you to use in future. Then just using all your money soon you take pay.
Okay. But this saving you're talking about, ain't that to keep the money in your safe to your house, eh?
One advice, Makumba, do not keep the money in your house or under your mattress. Yes, go to the bank house and open your saving an account. You can open 2 savings.
2 savings?
Yes. You can open 1 saving or account with any mobile phone company. Like that, you carry your money on your phone right in your own hand anywhere you going.
But why if the phone lost now?
Easy. Just go back to the mobile phone company and get your SIM card back with all your money still on it. Yes. Then you could choose to open another saving or account with a bank. Just go to any bank you like and say you want to open saving to keep your money. They will help you open an account.
Okay, but what a benefit in that one?
A bank account has many benefits. Number 1, the bank can put interest on top of your money you keeping with it.
Okay.
And because of that, you can also be able to take loan from the bank where you open your saving. With that loan money, you can make business to grow your money or do other good things for yourself.
Okay.
And when you take loan from the bank, make sure you're able to pay it back.
Yeah.
At the same time, open your eyeball to all the things that you will agree to on the loan paper. Like when you will pay back, how much you will pay every time, and then the main one, wedding business you're taking the loan money for. And you must understand the interest you will have to pay to. Yeah, after that, you can make a plan to pay back your debt. Manage the debt good.
Yeah, it will not be good you take loan, then you're not able to pay it back.
It's not correct like that, sir. Yeah, that digging hole, covering hole thing not correct because you will still be in the hole.
Yeah.
What some people do is to make sure they take a loan to put the money into something that brings in more money. They call it investment. So they can be able to pay their debt and be able to save at the same time.
So Google ad here, yeah?
Yes, so then another good thing is to insure your business or your home.
Insurance for my business, my home, my...
So, God forbid, if something bad happen, the insurance company can help you get something bad because you are protected against loss.
Lopa Johnny, I will go to the financial education program and learn about money matter, yeah? Insurance, hayaka.
Yeah, because with insurance, when your property damaged or warehouse burned with your goods inside, for example, the insurance will pay.
Oh! So a part of financial education too, eh?
Yes, it is part of the financial education tool to manage risk and protect yourself. Then you know, some business people don't treat their customers very good.
They plenty of.
Fine. So the last thing the CBL and other Google friends talk about, they say you get right as customer to complain any business house that will not treat you the right way.
Any business house?
Yes, like banks or mobile phone companies. If they not treat you the right way, you must talk it.
Okay.
That's right. And under the financial education program, you listen to me, they will teach you how to complain and how they will hear your complaint. So Kuma, that you.
Thank you plenty, Papa Johnny. I will make sure to be part of the financial education program so I can learn.
And it's time that Liberians themselves open their eyes, because gone are the days that their leaders, with their selfish and greedy intent, will continue to use them for the wrong reasons. If Liberians don't put themselves together, they will continue to be used. Like yesterday, if the citizens were not conscious enough, we would have seen a huge multitude of people on the street. And sometimes people will be asking, where are they going? Where are they heading? Is that a solution for our problems? It's time that Liberians tell their leaders the right thing. Because as a matter of fact, we made them what they are. They came to us and begged us. We placed them in positions. We have the right still to tell them what to do.
Sure.
Not to be used by them.
That power is in us. But, you know, I want Liberians to sit back and listen to the common person.
It's being his role in this issue is being investigated on the charges of criminal conspiracy due to credible links suggesting that he was strategically involved in orchestrating the broader plan to obstruct legislative process and damage the national infrastructure. Charged with the following, as such, he has been charged with the following under the revised penal code: arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. Honorable Abu Kamara, District 15, Montserrado County, and Honorable Jacob C. Debbie, District 3, Grand Vita County, were reportedly present at multiple planning meetings and facilitated logistical support, including coordination with actors inside and outside of the Capitol building. Their involvement underscores a deeper level of political motivation and conspiracy behind what was initially perceived as an isolated act of vandalism. The both are hereby charged under the revised Penal Code of Liberia: arson, criminal mischief, reckless endangering another person, criminal attempt to commit murder, criminal facilitation, criminal solicitation, and criminal conspiracy. Honorable Dixon W. Sibo, District 16, Montserrado County, was identified through financial transactions and witness testimony as a key financier. Funds originating from his office were allegedly dispersed to conspirators during a clandestine meeting in Jalatan, December 17th, one day before the main attack. He also facilitated the escape and provided protection for key suspects linked to the investigation. As such, Honorable charged with the following under the revised penal code.
Based on everything he did for Sireda, and based on our understanding that a valid bond have been signed and they may be released or they have already been released. What have you to say to your supporters?
Well, we listen to the Vice President. What I want to say here, this is not to make news. It's not for news. You know, the way the lawmakers are treated is wrong, it's unconstitutional. Those people are lawmakers, and we have to respect them. If you call lawmakers, you took them from the job to inquire of anything, you cannot delay them, don't ask them questions. Even the fact that they inform you, you should ask them questions. If you believe that they have done something, then convict them. You know, they judge them and then convict them. You cannot waste their time. Lawmakers' time, they're supposed to be working in Parliament. You know, waste their time and then turn around, delay them, and incarcerate them. That is unfair. That is unfair. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is you infringe on your right. You know what I'm saying? Because you think you have the power. Yeah, nobody has the power. The citizen has the power. So what we did today in solidarity, we joined together. I'm not going to take credit for this. The first thing I must do is to thank our lawyers, those that have been working assiduously through all this episode. You know, we must give them credit. You know, I joined them with our team here to make sure that we're in solidarity with our lawmakers. I think they were wrongly put into prison. That is wrong, because they're going to be on the record that they went to jail, and that word is wrong. You know, innocent people, you know, that you jail. You know, this is wrong. You know, and like I said, we need to stop this. We need to stop it. This is wrong. It's unconstitutional. This is wickedness at the core. You know, nobody wants to hear our country history. But we as a leader, we need to let people know. It's the same behavior of police that caused April 14, April 12. I remember when people were calling for police to step down. Esther Parker case. We were here with young children. In the 21st century, it can be happening. You know, so the police need to exercise restraint sometimes. You know, the order where it's coming from, we don't want to know where it's coming from. But if you're in that place, the job, you have to have a sense of reasoning to know that this person is wrong or is right. And these people are all friends here, with family. You understand? Don't let nobody force you to do what you don't want to do. Real people resign. They said, no, I'm not going to convict the person because the person is not wrong. The law is the law. If I have to do this, then I resign. That's how people do. You know, but you can't be conspiring against people because you believe that your boss may say you don't do this. And then
we get vexed. And he's saying all the vexed, spreading all the Can you imagine if the former president of a country, when we talk about politics, it's on every sector. You say, oh no, the former president is admitting that physicians are in the police,
tension in the country,
and physicians are in the army. Before he left power, there were recruitment done for the army
and the police.
So you're telling us you place them there
intentionally?
This is not me. Let's be honest.
But it's a stereotyping process with the army and the police.
You know what you have done to the police? What you have done to the army? Keep listening. I don't want to know how you think I do my job.
But the former president says talking.
That the former president talking. Listen to him.
If you do this, smart, they will go back to where they came from, and we don't want that. You know what I'm saying? There's no government, there's no president. You know what I'm saying? Have the power more than the people. Yes. The people has the power, and that's why I saw that. Why you see me, everything I was doing to not provoke anybody for the government to work. in the interest of the people and the interest of the country. That's what we did here, you know. Because you forget to know that cities were in government. All the police that in the police station now for United Party, they got some seditions there. Even the army. So you know that we all need to get together. You know what I'm saying? You know, work together for the benefit of this country.
Finally,
what happened is wrong.
Finally, Mr. President, since after the elections, it is the first time that we have seen the conglomerations of oppositions to send a signal to the government. I mean, what does that signify?
What I think people realize that we need to be honest. You know, this is in the interest of our country. And I must applaud those opposition leaders that they didn't see party or partisans, you know, partisanship. You know what I'm saying? That came on board, you know, to speak. You know, I think that when the voices are together, it's louder than one voice. You know, and so what they did was correct, because tomorrow it could happen to them. It could happen to them. You know, so that I hope that will exercise restraint. Nobody said that you should not check anything. No, you should check, but if you check in, then you got to abide by the law, the rules and regulations. Because to convict somebody, you understand, there's rules and regulations. You cannot waste people's time. It's almost 72 hours. The boy could die in prison. Abu could die in prison. And I went to the prison yesterday. He was staying at the prison. Yeah, even if you have a doctor or a nurse or what have you, he's supposed to be at the hospital being treated. You're not supposed to be in the prison, because I'm sure he was overwhelmed by what happened in the kind of facility they took him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be in jail. I don't care who you are. I wanted yesterday to see the young people. You understand? So this is wrong. This is wrong. We need to treat each other good. Because tomorrow we'll not be in Liberia. We'll meet again in another land. And that way you know that, you know, I treated the guy like an enemy, and then he may not save you. You see, so if we want to save each other, we need to work with each other and forget about the political
happening.
Political ties. You know what I'm saying? We are Liberians. We are Liberians. That's why I said to one of my friends, you know, I said to him, well, it's you that used to ask me for telephone and ask me for money to eat because you get it, that you totally in power, and you're writing people, and you disrespecting people around here. This is wrong. People that was running around asking people for stuff, they're the one behaving like this. This is that wrong. We need to be peaceful. We need to be all we are Liberians. We need to work with each other. You know what I'm saying? There's no power that is greater than the people's power. So you got to know that, and we got to be cognizant of that. If we can't be our brother's keeper, then you know there will be a front line.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. And finally, there's your partisans were going, or they have assembled to go to the court. I mean, your message to them before we leave you.
No, like we call all our coalition members and sympathizers, well-wishers, and partisans to go in solidarity and make sure that they are calm and peaceful. I think what they exemplified today was correct. That is the right way to do it. While your leaders at the court, you observe the situation and how they call it. But they're always willing to be around, you know, for justice. You know, so today, I mean, the team did well. The partisans, the well-wishers, the sympathizers, the coalition, and the leaders that came. You know, Sego, I've been to jail before. You know, Sego, it's not the best place to be. You know, because it's not the best place to be. It's not the best place to be. So we need to have restraint. We have restraint. And nobody need to plan to incarcerate people and thinking that you'll get away. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. So But we are happy. We're happy that our lawyers work very hard. We must commend them. And I want to say this again: the lawyers work very hard because to work against government or with government is a difficult thing. Because these guys are opposing government way of doing things. So to succeed today, I mean, it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. To succeed is a phenomenon. So we give them the kudos. We clap for them.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. It was nice talking to you and your Vice President. Well, that was the...
But we are happy. We're happy that our lawyers work very hard. We must commend them. And I want to say this again: the lawyers work very hard because to work against government or with government is a difficult thing. Because these guys are opposing government way of doing things. So to succeed today, I mean, it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. To succeed is a phenomenon. So we give them the kudos. We clap for them.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. It was nice talking to you and your Vice President. Well, that was the...
What happened is wrong.
Finally, Mr. President, since after the...
And we thought to play you the voice of the former president.
You listen to a former president speaking.
And I want Liberians to understand certain things. You see, these are some of the reasons why people may decide to reject offers from people. The former president has never left mentioning good that he did for people.
Yeah.
And you heard him again. His friends are asking for money who could not eat good for cell phone, and he don't want to respecting people. So what happens if the people are seeing these things that even when we accept today the gesture should be, but at the end of the day, when one person for the Doe family or Grand Juliet missed it will be mentioned. We saw that with the current president. It was mentioned.
Yeah.
We saw that with other people. It was mentioned.
Even in the church, he mentions people asking for $100, they get in 95.
Yeah. You know,
about $20, 15. I'm going to follow one on the side.
And even put the police and the army in
this is my issue here. And I think there should be an official statement coming from the police and the army to
because you see, during his regime,
the
police were being seen as regime police. He want to validate the kind of accusation that was leveled against the police and the army at the time. But for the former president to have openly state that you got seditions, because these are people who are not involved in the politics.
And these are Liberians.
These are Liberians. Even if they support, are not people that carry their identity to show
as partisans.
And it's not wonder where the EPS officer was seen wearing party t-shirt at the time he was president.
And no, you see, there's not any encouragement.
No, let me friend
president. No.
Who want to get vexed about this matter?
So what you say? That's what you say. That only at least in the police, in the army. So it means that they were placed there for special reason.
Let's get it here. We'll go to the lines. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Partisanship, you know what I'm saying, that came on board, to speak. I think that when the voices are together, it's louder than one voice, so what they did was correct, because tomorrow it will happen to them. It will happen to them, so that I hope that will exercise restraint, another land. And that way you know that, I treated the guy like an enemy, and then he may not save you. You see, so if if we want to save each other, we need to work with each other and forget about the political
happening.
Political ties. You know what I'm saying? We are Liberians. We are Liberians. That's why I said to one of my friends. You know, I said to him, say, well, it's you that used to ask me for telephone and ask me for money to eat because you get it. That you today in power and you're writing people and you disrespecting people around here. This is wrong. People that was running around asking people for stuff, they're the one behaving like this. This is that wrong. We need to be peaceful. We need to be all we are Liberians. We need to work with each other. You know what I'm saying? There's no power that is greater than the people's power. So you got to know that, and we got to be cognizant of that. If we can't be our brother's keeper, then you know there can be a front line.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. And finally, there's your partisans were going, or they have example to go to the court. I mean, your message to them before we leave you.
No, like we call all our coalition members and sympathizers and well-wishers and partisans to go and in solidarity and make sure that they are calm and peaceful. I think what they exemplified today was correct. That is the right way to do it. While your leaders at the court, you observe the situation.
Again, good that he did for somebody being mentioned. And today people now say they want to criticize the family of the late First Lady for rejecting his gift for the traditional purpose, normally say the mat.
Because fear that
it could be mentioned tomorrow, probably. I'm not saying that's the reason, probably.
And one thing, we said this, Ambassador, you mentioned it this morning, our leaders are just going to understand the conditions our folks are faced at the prison facility there. When the former president had the time to lead this country, there were worsening situations at our South Beach, Maurice prison. He did nothing. Today he's saying that people from there who are going to hospital.
He's talking about his folks. They should have taken them from there straight to the hospital. What happens to the other inmates?
The other folks.
And the folks
there were allegations that under the watchful eyes of the Assistant Minister Editorial of Justice at the time, or the prison facility there were folks that got sick. They told the JFK they died there. And these bodies were issues that the family never knew what happened to their folks. There were folks at the time, they assaulted their daughter, died in South Beach, but they were still there dead. The conditional era. There was no food. There was no mercy. It took the Indian National, the tip of my Liberia, to carry on a regular feeding process. The government could not even carry a regular feeding process to our prison facility. So, are you not telling us that the other people are better than the other ones? Imagine some of the crimes that they are alleging on these people. There are people there who never committed those crimes, but they are suffering.
And he said one thing I really love, and I hope people follow. He said, the people are the ones who got the power. You see, we're getting to realize that the people are the ones who get the power. But when they give you power today, you abuse it, you misuse it, and you even use it against the very same people that will bring you
give you the power.
When you leave, then you turn to understand and respect such power that inherits into the people. And this is where we are.
The police and the military should be void of politics.
We've been told that you people,
citizens are present in the police and the army.
Are there.
What
people there. We are not the one who said it. Straightly from the former president. 0775 919 919 080 919 919 the two numbers you can certainly call us on to be part of the conversation. Good morning.
Good morning, from the Go ahead, sir.
so much. It's so far information, bro. We are ready to return. I wonder why Liberians are listening to such a war from our former president.
No, they're waiting for all they want to go beat up.
That war, you know what it show? The first war before the next quarter when the information broke play. He said we don't want to go back the way Labrador went for.
You went to jail when?
Then he stopped there again when he raised the issue of, you can remember I got, they never said CDC got.
Okay, what's up? I will hold you small, please, and talk to Councillor Peter Bono Dala this morning. Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You know, when people do not know what government is about or how government is supposed to operate, you can expect anything. The military, the paramilitary, any political, they're not supposed to be there because of political affiliation.
Sure.
There are criteria set for enrollment into those areas, and once a person meets it, that's it. Okay? If a person is trying to have some political inclination, that is not even what are different. But they should never be political.
Councillor Peter Bono, you know, being the former Minister of Justice, on 2 occasions, Minister of National Security, listening to the former president, do you see this as something putting the security apparatus name in harm's way to the citizen?
Look, I don't want to comment on what our man's statement. Okay? A statement comes from what he knows. I don't know, maybe that's a knowledge side, but I'm telling you what is supposed to be. Okay, he's former president, you being that jury is better former president. But being president doesn't mean that you're knowledgeable about everything.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. You know,
because people are not selected to be trained based on party lines. Like Councillor said, there are criteria set up. When you meet the criteria, you go there. Let me tell you something. Even the election commission chairperson can vote. But that your right. That your right given you as a citizen to vote. It doesn't show that you must be part of party. Police can vote, army can vote, but it doesn't show that you must be part of party. You don't see policemen go say I'm on the party. No.
Even if they are there, do we need to say it?
But when the former president, maybe like Councillor General said, he knows what he's saying. He knows it.
Meaning, so you planted people there?
For what reason now? So that when things are at a certain stage that doesn't favor you, then you spark them up. Say, gentlemen,
now you calling.
You're going against the system.
But you calling the current police regime police, but you say you got your people there. So your people being marginalized. Let's talk to other callers. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Morris Coleman. I'm calling for Red Light.
Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I think somehow the former president is right on some issue that he was saying, especially when it comes to the police and the army or whatever. You know, everybody has a political party. But just like the police will not come and tell you, say, look, me, I'm for the unity party. No. All the police and soldiers and CISO, they have the right.
No, you see, what we are asking, and we want people
to say the former president right, and he said different thing.
Except because these people, everybody know that they will serve any regime that comes or go.
Yeah.
Now, do we need to be told that they're there? So you planted in there before you left, or the past regime before you took over also planted the people? No. So we need to be knowing about these things, because these things are high security risks for some of these officers.
Yes, but I don't think no officers can be recognized unless they themselves prove themselves that what happened to the.
We can recognize people in that, bro. And I just we assume people attitude and action. And you see, somebody look at somebody want to do something, they say they may not better man, he's stupid. They man that give man.
Next thing about the game, the reason people don't talk about game, look, it's good to be appreciated. That is when people do good for you. Even if you don't give them that goodness or you don't pay them in return, just keep it. But sometimes people go extra mile. So at the end of the day, not everybody like for me, what I do good for you, what you do to me, what you don't do. I won't talk about it, but
Thank you for being kind for the conversation. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. No, yesterday I went to call by the level and point from how to run. But thank you for your show. I met the way you show. I met the way you put up and pumped up. The thing was, all relationship, point. You know, I try with not so with other things, so we are able to point to this starting.
Okay, we will talk to him.
Okay.
He said the former president went to jail. Why didn't want to jail?
Thank you, my brother, for being part of the country.
Go ahead.
Come in. We'll
good morning, go ahead. Good morning, go ahead.
On your phone, we just want you to get to a better place.
Wiki, not in Wiki.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, you're live. I'm going to go ahead.
Thank you. Wiki and not this morning. I called from Central Monrovia this morning, and I want to appreciate the both of you this morning for the work what you continue to do for the ordinary people. But like we said in the last 6 years, and thank God today, like our comrades from the CDC have listened to their leader, or the former president of Liberia, President George Weah. The man informed me which he spoke from Sunday. He started his conversation from Sunday. When someone was following him, he was put on sedition and he would be at a court. And he was put on sedition to be there. But then the other people rejected his calling on yesterday because the citizen that we know the last 6 years or the last 20 years, the gathering on yesterday, it was a minute portion because the people understood the issue concerning their living condition for the last 6 years. To the issue, look, the former president has exposed the security apparatus. I want to say this and think of our colleagues, they are listening or they listen to what the former president said. And President Weah, you have validated our argument that you came to the presidency with nothing, you left with nothing. But God being God, you were rejected yesterday. How you got to president? Who brought you today to be world best, to president? Yesterday it was Doe. It was Doe that brought you to president. But when you listen to the recording from his web, his deceased web, the woman that passed off, you rejected how much you got at your office. That's why they rejected power. They rejected the money. They rejected everything you donated to them. You need to go in your Kool.
Okay. Thank you. We need to talk to other callers, please. At least you just go to the point and state exactly the issue there. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, my name is Kaya David. I call you from Wako. Well, thank you this morning. I just want to tell the former president that we, the Liberians, we get idea now. I think everyone of all was yesterday what happened when he released order that the citizens, the supporters should go to the Supreme Court. And we saw this, the crowd that were on the street and even to the party headquarters. So for Willie Lebron, you should not use the identical case here to say that you re-gain a political, the way you used to get the popularity, you will re-gain it low. Let all look at the identical case and watch it. And he said that the people did not do nothing. So when the people found guilty, we are looking at him. We are looking at him as our former president. If the people found guilty, we ourselves will get statement to say. Thank you.
And this is the same problem people rejected the outcome of the investigation that was done when a couple of auditors were found dead and it was being alleged that they were murdered. And in the investigation, the president was so quick, former president, to tamper with the evidence that the people were lovers and were having sex. Then The investigation said Gifty Lama and the next man they died from carbon monoxide. And that's why we have said repeatedly, and people have spoken on this issue about leaders in our country, not just with the former president, before he came, and even now some of our officials of government currently are quick to speak to some issues and make conclusions and make statements that are far from what you want to get with reality. Good morning.
Good morning once again from the shop.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much. It's all about the politics range that grows into 19 by almost like a football team. How you share for football team. Even when they men leave the team over 20 years, they just want to see that player that play for that team. We have to change our mentality of Nigeria. We really need it. And you people are really fighting every other day to bring out your story, to bring out information. But we don't want to change it in our leaders. I keep doing this thing to us. Look at what our greater leaders just there just now. It can impact on other people's citizens. Because they treat their political arena like a football team now. And they have spoken. Oh, there's somebody flying around here, somebody even jumping up now. Yeah, they're here what you say. They're forgetting that word of saying it. It got something out. Impact on the Nigerian. It got impact on that word. And even though the people try to go to it now, you will try to say 1 or 2 things, people will bring problems. But I just want to say, this case of the former speaker, let it be the way that they will take it goes today. And let it go on. But the Almighty God being to it. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're live.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, sir. And above.
Thank you. I listened to the former president. But one thing I want to state here is that jail is for people who break the law. The jail were not jails for animals. So if the former president has called to him went to jail before, maybe there's something that caused him to go to jail. And then, definitely. And one thing I want to recollect here is the mutiny that took place here immediately when President Bata came to power and appointed Prince Johnson. That thing that happened was a mutiny. And so from the speech of the former president, they only validate that.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Because we see some,
yes, they got people, they have people planted within the security sector to cause problems anytime, he commands them to do so. And so the government needs to be very, very careful.
No, we're going to monitor one police officer shot this person. They don't ever medicate somebody. So what are they doing to damage the image of the security apparatus they're serving in, and at the end of the day, the bigger picture falls on the government?
Exactly. We saw here police were recruited in 2 weeks. They graduated from the academy, something that has never happened in this country. The police got 9 months to honor good feeling, 6 months of intensive training at the academy, and then you got 3 months, of internship outside of the economy. You see, so the president is something you need to be questioned. You need to be called and questioned. Why did he make that statement? We have people playing there within the police to cause problem in this country. They need to be questioned. Thank you, gentlemen.
And everybody who got to look and find that people were the former president cleaned out there too. So maybe he mad them there too, so he put his own there.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, I'm Prince Mekawe to according from this report in the point. The statement from the former president, he had to be very careful as a leader how he speaks. Because if you make a statement of political the security sector, then it means that you are causing problem. And also, my advice to him, you need to go right back to the two family and try to reconcile. The former president do not have good advice. In my view, because those people, show the concern before you could present the case. Why you couldn't go behind closed door and try to settle things, and the lady had to come out and try to express opinion on social media, and you know that the men are down before you become what there today. You already millions of dollars in your account. That man supported. He supported you. And even later, the woman was used to even carry you, and you and the man eat together. So if today the man died, then you look at his son and take it from job. The woman that is a benefit that's going to go to her, the woman from family, she run behind you. She got tired. Then she died. You buy 2 cows, and to eat the family will be happy to hold it. So our former president is in error.
No, we were there all then to settle that matter behind the scene. These people that one family, that matter that can be settled also. Good morning. Okay, let me talk to this caller. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, the two ambassadors.
Good morning, and many thanks for the abandonment. We are managing it. We live with it, Mr. Dazo.
Oh, brother, sorry so much. I was trying to return. Bro, also now, there's a singer that said the rooster will get disgraced, the bridge can come from the back. And every human being family is a fact. So if you try to confess that this person is your parent, and they try to disgrace you by refusing things for you, I have disgrace coming. I think what our former president need to do is to go to the people and reconcile with them. Whatsoever they ask you. Look, bros, when I watch the late president talking, I think I almost shed tears. Because we were big boys when they were bringing the guy up. Somebody was trying to call the car nature. The car was Honda Prelude that told you to have. Honda Prelude. You to put up gas inside and carry on the feet and burn all the
and according to history, the land in rehab that today he resides was also given to him by the former president and other players from the national team after defeating Ghana. When Liberia never qualified for the World Cup.
Exactly. You see what kind of things? They've all been helping in this country. So, I mean, let you go there to the family, reconcile with the people, and I think they will call him in. Thank you so much, German.
Okay, let's talk to other callers. You live?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Brooks, and good morning to People National Beaver Senior.
Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is N. Patrick Bella. When I speak to you from PNZO. Wiki, I want to appreciate you guys for actually bringing out some of these things so that we'll listen to it as Liberian, right? You listen to one man who served this country as president, right? Those words that came out, I don't know whether his supporters are actually listening to them. To hear him speak like somebody who has never served in any top position in this country. In fact, if they go for somebody, then you start to talk about it because the person is showing you some sort of a feeling different from what you think. What is this? Are we listening to this brother talking like kids?
No, Patrick.
Patrick, former president. Patrick. You want to then you want.
You can say Melek. No.
Won't do that. Let's talk to other callers.
That's responsible.
Yeah, good morning, Wicked, and good morning to Matt. This is Ambassador Bill Malima Wanta.
You're welcome, Chief.
Yeah, one of the things that the former president needs to do is that, going up to the fact that he serves as peace ambassador on the United Nations, or Google ambassador, he needs to play a mitigating role because in conflict resolution and peace management, one should be willing to see how well they can initiate. What happened between he and Mamido and the Doe family, I think he has a role to play. He got a very key role to play where he knows that he's a former president. Whatever that transpires, you should be bold enough to extend the policy. Nobody is above. And you talk about the issue of those who have been sent to jail. You know our democracies have been operating on the issue of transmission of culture. In former government, within the CC government, we saw the less of Bernie Samuka who was elected in Lofa County. I don't know what happened, he could not take a seat. We saw the former Chief Justice, Kamina Janet, be removed. So these democratic processes, we need to stop it, because if we cannot stop it, other government will come, unless we can have an alternative government that will come that will not be the Labour Party or the CDC that will be able to transition the issue of democratic or fundamental principles. But if this continues to happen, it happens yesterday, it will continue to happen. But what I want to say to them is that let us remain tolerant. The peace that we enjoy since the 14-year crisis should not be tempered with any individual. Again, those who have been accused or who have gone through investigation, lawmakers that have gone through investigation of the arsenal created as the capital building, they are not above the law. These things are testing times about democracies that people will serve as determined that nobody is above the law. So let the law take your own course to see how well we can maintain the peace and stability of this country. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's talk to him. Good morning.
Yeah, everybody was so many.
Go ahead.
You know, they put out there we are. Wow, I agree. We are there at you.
You calling the man and calling him ordinary, say the point lane that what a respect you showing, you calling the man.
You are the man.
You would have loved the man. Good morning. Then you calling from in noise and say the point like we are. Like we are there.
Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Frank calling from Kool. Okay, back to the issue about Mommy Kool and President William. I've been my memory serving right. Mr. William was supported highly during the Lone Star team by President Doe. And President Doe issued land, locked to all of them, most of them, which is the land you want to get in rehab there. And this is the woman that came, that met him and told him about the incentive that you are supposed to get him. And he said, "Lo, let's say only." The relative upon herself and went to Edward. And Edward grew in a woman's favor. The woman came back to Labrador Gordon at that time, it's a weird time. And they related and never solved that problem until the one went with the team. This is the woman that is there now. Then you coming to get what? Let me fight to the issue. Manito is right. Because the one needed him to the most of our ability. And he was set that lady. That lady today, and maybe if that woman was getting the incentive, maybe she was coming to be living at this hour. But this is the woman that was denied for everything and she is gone. Then you happen to carry something to them about Becker when you really can produce now. That's why you showing to people that they think easily want in a rest. What is that? A cow needs. You want to somebody need to show that indeed I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And folks, let us get this. You know, the intent of the former president may have been a good gesture to the family, but and the family for
respect.
Mommy Doe have seen missteps. She's been inside in the family, and I've seen how things been unfolded. But we hope that the former president, these people are Southeastern people. These people can sit on the round table, smoke the peace pipe, and it's for the growth and betterment of Liberia. So, folks, with that said, we draw the curtains, we all maintain the peace, we be tolerant politically, religiously, and make Liberia better again. I'm Wiki Brooks.
And I'm Nathaniel Father. Check it out.
Many thanks to Sakano for being behind the camera this morning, as always, producing all of the videos on the side. Until that, we draw the curtains. We talk to you on tomorrow by the special grace of the Almighty God. Inshallah.
So we went there to him.
Our mother is gone. She cannot justify how I treated her because she don't have the chance to talk. But I know that I treated Mother Nessie Doe with respect and honor when I encounter.
What we are doing to me, say, I tell you, I'll cry.